can admit that's petty. You can go ahead. But if I can't imagine if it was Dragon Ball Z, Kid Buu, Goku versus a Kid Buu fight, you pause it and we just focus on the rest of the cast for a year and a half. Or Naruto versus Sasuke, the final fight, and we just focus on Kakashi and Sakura talking about the past for a year and a half. I'm sorry, this is a battle shonen. So this is going to just be my raw feelings about how and why I haven't really been recording any My Hero stuff. I usually like to have notes because I'd be messing up these characters' names, but I'm just going to be real, right? So I noticed I haven't just been uploading, right? And usually My Hero does pretty well for me if I do like the spoilers and all that stuff, but I'm just going to be completely honest. Even though I've liked the whole All Might robotic, All Might Iron Man, All Might versus All for One stuff, right? And I like the Ochako versus the chick who's obsessed with Deku as well or some stuff, and she unlocks her abilities and she eventually dies, those type of things. And the rebirth of Bakugo that took forever with just a hero string and a bubble, baby. That's all it took. And this man is out here taking on All for One, at least a weaker All for One, but still. And we're finally getting some backstory of All for One, and it's pretty creepy, not gonna lie. But I realized that I'm a fan of big fights, man. Like, I care about storytelling, I care about how well you've written a character, but the way that this mangaka handled Deku versus Shigaraki and having that fight be on pause and happening in the background for a year and a half or even longer at this point, and we're still only getting glimpses of it. I'm still supposed to be worried about Deku, like, feeling the repercussions of, like, whatever the user I think it's called, like, I don't know, gear shift or something. I'm still supposed to worry about that when I've been supposed to be worried about that for like a year and a half of him struggling. I think is one of the worst decisions I've ever felt in manga. It's burned me out completely. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, I also like the Shoto versus Dabi stuff, even though I feel like Dabi's character kind of just didn't really go anywhere. It's just like, I hate my parents. And even though Endeavor, I made plenty of videos on Endeavor, I think at this point you should have done something with Dabi's character other than just I hate my dad and there's no other nuance behind it. I feel like there should have been a little bit more nuance behind it. But yeah, man, just their big final fight and pausing it and having it happen in the background for a year long in real time. This might be better if you're like, you know, just binging the manga or rereading it, but nah, man, I've not felt any urge to make a video on My Hero Academia whatsoever recently. And I feel like, man, you can admit that's petty. You can go ahead, but if I can't imagine if it was Dragon Ball Z, Kid Buu, Goku versus a Kid Buu fight, you pause it and we just focus on the rest of the cast for a year and a half. Or Naruto versus Sasuke, the final fight, and we just focus on Kakashi and Sakura talking about the past for a year and a half. I'm sorry, this is a battle shonen. And granted, you had some cool fights with Iron Man All Might versus All for One, but even then, it's like we all knew that was one-sided, and you didn't even have it in with All Might sacrifice himself to take on All for One. You just brought back Bakugo, which again, I know a lot of Bakugo fans are happy, and I'm glad that Bakugo is better as a character, but it feels a little bit unearned a little bit, because like like this whole Death Flag stuff it feels like just subversion of expectations, which whatever, but I feel like all sense of danger is pretty much gone for me personally. And will I return when we actually focus on the final fight after a year and a half? And I'm about to turn, my birthday's coming up, and like I can't believe this fight was not even done. I feel like the biggest mistake was even showing this fight in the first place. You could have had it where Bakugo comes back to life and Deku shows up to face Shigaraki. Something like that, where Bakugo is reborn and Deku shows up. Something of that parallel. And again, I'm not mad at what happens in canon, but I feel like just the pacing is just so dead to me right now. It just kind of feel like what was the point of a lot of stuff, in my personal opinion. But let me know in the comment section down below. Do you like how they handle this? Again, I know this is not going to make My Hero Academia fans happy, and I understand that. But for me, as a fan of Shonen, some people just say, "Oh, you're just a big a brute. You just like awesome fights," and it's a part of it. But like pacing and just overall expectations, just I don't think that's how you handle storytelling. Like you have, you know, your beginning, middle, end, your climax, your epilogue. And I feel like this climax has been cut in half to put in some filler for a year to go back to it. And then you make up like this convoluted suit for All Might to kind of survive. And just for him not to sacrifice himself. And Bako comes in with just, they are trying to force this man to be the Vegeta to Deku's Goku. And it stuff doesn't make no sense. Like, it's like imagining like trying to force Zuko to compete with Avatar State Aang. It doesn't work. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work for me personally. Like, I like Bakugo, I actually like him now, but like y'all trying too hard to make him somewhat be parallel when, I'm sorry, the one for all for one, they're just top of the line. And now, you know, it is what it is, man. But yeah, I just want to make a quick video just talking about why I haven't been covering it. It's not like it's bad or anything like that. I'm burned out because I was really excited, and then I just felt like this complete pause. Like, this is something even worse than what happened with Superhero for me in Dragon Ball, because even though we've been on a year-long pause with that, at least I actually saw the fight. I saw all this in movie format, while in this, we're getting chapters that's like, some of them was like 5 pages. It did a 2-week break. Like, if the mangaka needs a break, then I respect it. A lot of these people need a break, but bruh, I'm sorry. It just I felt frustrated for a minute, man. Like I'm happy that Ochako's getting character development. I'm happy that Shoto and Endeavor and all these people, but why would you introduce Deku versus Shigaraki? Again, you can even pause for it for like a month or 2 months. A year plus of me being worried about Gear Shift in the background? When Gear Shift was like the hypest thing that you introduced, and now I'm supposed to be worried about, oh, Gear Shift is running out again, like, or not again, but you know, just like, come on, bro. Like, I was even happy when you brought back some of the villains, like the stylist villain who gets powered up from like his girlfriend believing in him or something. I could be totally wrong about that. It's been a minute since I've worried about him, but I don't know, man. It's just a weird way of handling things for me personally. Hope you guys can understand. I don't know when this video is going to be uploaded. I don't know if it's going to be uploaded before my versus battles I got made or after, who knows. But if you really want me to cover My Hero Academia consistently again, show me by hitting that like button. It will really help me out. And if you've been watching this far, say that we want All Might, Prime All Might versus All for One. Put that in the comment section down below if you've been watching this long for 7 minutes. You know, as YouTubers, we got to figure out some way to get to 8 minutes. That is what it is. Also, I just talk for a long time. But if you like anime, manga, comics, and stuff, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit all the notification bells, and put that on your cell phone as well. Helps out a lot. It makes YouTube know that I make good content. And I think I make good content as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. SonTJ, peace. Love you all.